On September 14, 2025, the world of athletics witnessed an extraordinary story on the streets of Tokyo, one written by Julia Paternain. At just 25, Julia stepped onto the global stage at the World Athletics Championships, not just running for a medal, but for the pride of a nation. Born in Mexico, raised in Cambridge, and trained in the US, Julia's journey was as diverse as her talent. She once ran for Great Britain, but her heart belonged to Uruguay, a small nation with a big spirit. Tokyo was only her second marathon and her first on the world stage, a leap into the unknown, driven by raw determination. Against all odds, Julia was ready to test herself against the world's best, carrying the hopes of Uruguay on her shoulders. For Julia, choosing to represent Uruguay was more than a career move. It was a declaration of identity, a heartfelt decision that would shape her journey as an athlete and as a person. She knew that wearing the sky blue and white wasn't just about competing. It was about honoring her family's legacy and the dreams of an entire nation. Her family's roots in Uruguay ran deep, stretching back generations, and her decision brought hope to a nation rarely seen on the athletics podium. For many Uruguayans, Julia became a symbol of possibility, someone who could put their country on the world stage and inspire pride in every household. "It's a small country, but it has a lot of pride," Julia said, capturing her mission to shine a new light on Uruguay. She wanted to show the world that greatness can come from anywhere, and that determination and heart matter more than size or resources. Unlike athletes from powerhouse nations, Julia was a pioneer, blazing a trail where none existed. She trained on empty tracks, often alone, fueled by the hope that her efforts would open doors for others who dreamed of following in her footsteps. Every stride in Uruguay's colors was a step into history, inspiring a new generation. Young athletes across the country began to believe that they too could achieve greatness, no matter where they started. The pressure was immense, but for Julia, it became fuel. She transformed nerves into determination, knowing that every race was a chance to prove what Uruguayans were capable of on the world stage. When she crossed the finish line in Tokyo, she didn't just win a medal, she made history, earning Uruguay's first ever World Championship medal in athletics. The moment was electric, a culmination of years of sacrifice and belief. Her run was a reminder, representing a nation is about heart, not just competition. Julia's journey showed that with courage and pride, even the smallest countries can leave a mark on the world. Tokyo's marathon was a test of survival, suffocating heat, relentless humidity, and a course that punished every step. The city's exposed asphalt turned the race into a furnace, demanding not just speed, but strategy and mental toughness. For Julia, it was a world away from her first marathon's controlled conditions. Here, the elements were the true adversary, breaking even the strongest. As favorites faltered in the heat, the race became a battle of willpower. Championships are won in the mind as much as the legs, and on this brutal day, resilience would define greatness. The stage was set for an underdog to rise. Julia Paternain started as a complete outsider, ranked 288th in the world, barely making the start list. Few people even noticed her name among the elite competitors, and expectations were low. But Julia was undeterred, quietly determined to make the most of her opportunity. The spotlight was on the favorites, all eyes tracking the front-runners as they set a blistering early pace. But Julia ran her own race, steady and smart, letting others chase the early pace. She stayed calm, refusing to be drawn into the chaos at the front. As the heat took its toll, top contenders faded, their early efforts catching up with them. The punishing conditions began to separate the field, but Julia's discipline paid off. She maintained her rhythm, conserving energy while others faltered. She surged through the field, passing medal hopefuls one by one, her confidence growing with every stride. With each runner she overtook, her belief in herself deepened and her pace quickened. From anonymity, she moved into the top 10, then into medal contention. The crowd began to notice the underdog making her move, and excitement rippled through the stadium. In the final miles, Julia ran alone, her only focus, the finish line. Every muscle ached, but her determination was unbreakable. She blocked out the pain, her mind set on the goal ahead. Entering the stadium, exhausted but determined, she was on the verge of history. The roar of the crowd fueled her final push, and she drew strength from their cheers. The underdog who almost didn't qualify was now within reach of a world championship medal. Against all odds, Julia was about to achieve what few thought possible. Every step was a testament to her grit and belief. She pushed through pain, fatigue, and doubt, proving that heart and perseverance can defy the odds. The finish line awaited, and so did destiny. Julia's journey from outsider to contender was nearly complete, and the world watched as she raced toward her dream. Julia crossed the finish line in disbelief, her breath ragged and her mind racing, unsure of her place, until the scoreboard confirmed it. 3rd place, a bronze medal. For a moment, time seemed to stand still as the realization washed over her. Overwhelmed with emotion, she realized she'd made history for Uruguay, delivering its first World Championship medal in athletics. The weight of her achievement settled in as she clutched her country's flag, tears streaming down her face, knowing she had inspired a nation. Her journey, from outsider to national hero, was a triumph of heart over odds. Years of early mornings, lonely training sessions, and quiet determination had finally paid off, proving that dreams can be built one step at a time. Julia's victory was more than personal. It was a beacon for every underdog and every small nation daring to dream. She showed that greatness isn't reserved for the favorites, but for those who refuse to give up. She proved that rankings and predictions mean nothing when courage and willpower take over. In the face of doubt, she ran with her heart, leaving expectations behind and rewriting what was possible. Her run was a victory for self-belief and the power of heritage. Julia carried the hopes of her people with every stride, honoring those who paved the way before her and inspiring those who would follow. Julia arrived in Tokyo as an unknown and left as an inspiration. Her story became a symbol of hope, reminding everyone that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. Her bronze medal shone like gold, a dream realized, a nation uplifted. The celebration echoed far beyond the stadium, uniting people in pride and joy. Sometimes, the most unlikely stories are the ones that shine the brightest, reminding us all that with enough heart, anything is possible.